There's a critical mistake most men make when trying to connect with a woman they're genuinely attracted to. They get stuck in a loop of safe, predictable conversations topics so overused they've completely lost their emotional impact. Think about what a high-value woman experiences daily. She's constantly being noticed, constantly complimented on her looks, and repeatedly asked the same handful of questions about her job, where she's from, or what she did over the weekend. To her, this isn't meaningful interaction, it's a script she's forced to repeat. It becomes draining, and more importantly, it makes you completely forgettable. Right now, most men are standing at the narrow entrance of a psychological maze, stuck in the same generic opening line with every other guy she's encountered recently. The truth is, attraction isn't built on showing off money or listing achievements in a desperate attempt to prove value. It's not even about being the funniest or most charming person in the room. Real, lasting attraction comes from making a woman feel truly seen, not just noticed. Most men focus on the surface and comment on what's obvious. A grounded, confident man looks beyond that and becomes curious about what's hidden underneath. When you rely on the same tired questions, her mind switches to autopilot. She gives polished, rehearsed answers because you haven't given her a reason to go deeper. You become just more background noise in an already overwhelming world. What separates the men who genuinely spark interest from those who are merely tolerated is a specific kind of courage, the willingness to break out of the predictable loop and invite her real self forward. Attraction is built by creating a space where she feels safe to reveal who she truly is, not by delivering an impressive speech about yourself. If you want to stay in her mind, you have to interrupt her patterns. You have to be the one who bypasses the scripted responses she gives to most people. You must become the exception to the endless cycle of surface-level small talk that fills her day. What I'm about to share are 6 psychological keys that unlock real attention and spark authentic curiosity. These aren't tricks or shortcuts, they're gateways into her inner world. We're moving away from being invisible and stepping into the deeper realm of personality and connection. To understand why this works, you need to grasp the idea of a pattern interrupt. The human brain is wired to conserve energy by automating repetitive interactions. When she hears a generic question, her subconscious handles the reply while her conscious mind stays disengaged. She isn't thinking about you, she's just waiting for the moment to end. To create attraction, you have to wake her conscious mind up. You do that by asking something unexpected, something that makes her pause, reflect, and look inward. That brief moment of thought is where intrigue begins. Most men avoid this depth because they fear awkwardness. They stay in shallow waters because it feels safe, even though it's also boring. But the man who stands out understands that real respect comes from showing he can handle depth. He doesn't fear silence, he uses it. Attraction operates on 2 levels, physical and psychological. Physical may grab initial attention, but psychological depth is what keeps her thinking about you long after the interaction ends. The first question opens the door to her personal evolution. What's something you strongly believed 5 years ago that you no longer believe today? This question breaks patterns because it shifts focus from the present to her growth over time. Instead of asking what she believes, now often shaped by social expectations, you're asking how she's changed. You're showing interest in her journey, not just her current identity. When she answers, she has to reflect on her past. She may talk about relationships, career changes, or personal experiences that shaped her. What she's really giving you is a map of her development. This creates instant depth because you're discussing internal change rather than surface-level facts. Pay attention to her reaction. You'll often notice a pause or a slight smile when she realizes no one's asked her this before. That's your signal that you've broken the pattern. The second question goes even deeper emotionally. When do you feel most like your true self? Most people spend their lives playing roles: employee, friend, daughter, wearing versions of themselves expected by society. This question invites her to identify the moments when those masks drop and she feels free. Her answer might be simple or complex, but either way, she's revealing where she feels most alive. As she shares, she begins to associate you with that feeling of authenticity. This is how real attraction forms, not through charm, but through shared emotional experiences. You're no longer just talking, you're connecting on a deeper level. The third question gives her permission to dream. If nothing was holding you back, no fear, no money, no judgment, what would you be doing right now? This taps into her hidden ambitions, the version of herself she rarely expresses. You're offering her a space where she can speak freely without limitations. Most men focus on her current reality, but you're focusing on her potential. That shift is powerful. As she talks about her dreams, she experiences a sense of freedom and possibility. She starts associating you with that feeling. You become more than just someone she's talking to, you become someone who makes her feel expansive. The fourth question challenges her sense of worth. What kind of connection do you think you truly deserve? This isn't small talk, it goes straight into her beliefs about relationships and self-value. It forces reflection. Hold steady eye contact and let the silence exist if it comes. This moment matters. Her answer reveals her standards and past experiences. Whether she struggles or answers confidently, you gain insight into how she sees herself. More importantly, you show that you care about depth and quality, not just surface-level interaction. The fifth question invites vulnerability. What's something you wish people understood about you that they usually don't? Everyone has a part of themselves that feels misunderstood. This question allows her to reveal it. When she does, she's sharing something personal, something she doesn't show everyone. Because you created the space for that honesty, she begins to associate you with emotional safety. This is where connection deepens into something meaningful. You're no longer just interesting, you're someone she feels understood by. The final question is deeply revealing. What does freedom mean to you personally? Everyone uses the word, but it means something different to each person. Her answer reveals her core motivations, fears, and desires. It shows what she's striving for and what she values most. By understanding her definition of freedom, you gain insight into her internal world. You're no longer guessing, you're seeing clearly what drives her.